The other day, VivziePop and the Hazbin Hotel social media accounts gave us our first look at Adam, surprising a lot of fans who weren't expecting this kind of character reveal outside of the show itself. Introducing Adam from the Garden of Eden as an angel gave us a lot of new information, so today I want to talk about everything we know about the angels from across Helluva and Hazbin Hotel. My name is Deepcut, smash that subscribe button like it's something smashable, and let's break everything down. Now, episode 4 of Helluva may have given some people the impression that heaven will be an inversion of hell. With that in mind, they expect there to be 7 rings, if you will, for the 7 heavenly virtues, and that each demon species will have a sort of perfect parallel in heaven, the way that the Cherubs seem to be an inversion of the imps. However, at least some of the demons in hell appear to be fallen angels themselves, particularly Lucifer, and I believe it's been said in live streams that it won't be a perfect inversion of hell, even if similar patterns may arise. In heaven, there are 2 basic distinctions of angels, similar to the basic distinctions of demons in hell. There are first and foremost the natural-born angels, and then there are the human-born angels who only came to heaven after living a fulfilling life on Earth. As of now, we haven't actually seen any of these angels in the show, but it has been indicated that members of Angel Dust's family are actually angels in heaven, such as his sister Molly. So while heaven does seem to be a place that is hard to get into, the story thus far does not indicate that it is impossible to get into, even for a somewhat modern person born into a mob crime family. While it's been implied that you can also bribe your way into heaven, I don't imagine that is what happened with Angel's sister. Though with her and everything else, we have to take that with a grain of salt, as a lot may change before the show actually airs. When someone dies on Earth, they appear to naturally go to heaven or hell, and living there is what gives them either their angelic or demonic form. Like a demonic form, an angelic form is likely a reflection of a person's soul with unique characteristics particular to them, and perhaps more of a choice in how they look as opposed to the sinners in hell, who are known to have features they hate and thus are stuck hating aspects of themselves for the rest of existence, such as Angel with his feet. We don't know how many Earthborn angels there are in heaven, but it appears their standards are high and somewhat arbitrary, even if some good people like Angel's sister still manage to get in, though we don't really know how good she is. Like the Earthborn sinners in hell, they may have a unique hierarchy among the once human angels, creating their own internal system, but I don't imagine them to have anything like overlords. When it comes to natural-born angels, there may also be 2 big distinctions within them, which I imagine to be elite angels and lesser ones such as the Cherubs. Lucifer himself is not actually a native-born demon of hell, but actually a fallen angel and thus a native to heaven, both in the show and the real-life mythology that inspired it. Satan is likewise considered a fallen angel, as are the other princes and even the demons of the Ars Goetia. Stolas himself may even be technically an angel, just one who happens to be born in hell, as his flashbacks seem to indicate, the same way that Charlie at least is fallen angel on her dad's side, but is still born in hell. However, we really don't know for sure if any of the characters besides Lucifer are actually going to be a fallen angel within the show, as they may make them natural-born demons for whatever reason. We do know, however, that Lucifer is a very powerful angel in the show and cannot be killed by the angelic weapons that work on demons like sinners. According to VivziePop and series writer Adam Nalen, he can only be smited by an angel of higher ranking than him. However, this does not seem to be the case of all angels, elite or not. Lucifer is considered in some schools of thought to be God's favorite angel, his right-hand man, who would be among the most elite in the show. The introduction of Adam as an angel is very interesting. This is hard to say exactly if he is really an Earthborn human becoming an angel, or if he is more of an angel who fell into a human life and is therefore more of an angel than his human offspring are. In Jewish legend, Lilith is said to be Adam's first wife before Eve. Eve is known for being created from Adam's rib, but Lilith is said to be made from the same dust as Adam. Because of this, she refused to be subservient to Adam and was kicked out of Eden. So Lilith, as the first woman, became the queen of hell, and Adam, as the first man, appears to be a high-ranking figure in heaven. In some stories, the humans, particularly Adam, are presented as being God's favorite creation, as Adam was made in God's image. Lucifer, often associated with pride, like in the show, refused to bow to humans as being superior to him. While Lilith is known to marry various different fallen angels in different stories, it is fitting that she would marry Lucifer in Hazbin Hotel, with the way the narratives are all coming together like this. Lilith appears to not be a demon in the way that the sinners are forced to take on their forms, and Adam, likewise, I think, is something of a hybrid between human and a spiritual being, different from his descendants who just died and naturally floated to heaven. What we don't really know is if Adam outranks Lucifer in the show. If so, he would apparently be able to smite Lucifer, but from early live streams and the not always reliable wiki, it's been indicated that Lucifer actually helps facilitate the annual extermination each year. Adam appears to be the leader of the Exterminator, so regardless of if he could smite Lucifer, he seems to choose not to, as is the case of whatever other angels may be capable of smiting him. It would appear they, to some degree, would rather have him ruling over hell than having to deal with the sinners themselves outside of the annual exterminations. Exorcists as a whole, I think, are on the lower end of the totem pole in heaven's hierarchy, and there seems to be something mysterious surrounding this class of angels. Adam should have existed since the beginning of human history, but the Exorcists would presumably not be needed until much later in hell's development, when overpopulation became an issue. Perhaps they existed as some sort of angelic soldier force before, doing work on Earth, but there's something very mysterious about them and how they hide behind these LED masks, and I don't want to make too many assumptions. They appear to have their own unique identities, and in the new promo art of Adam, we can even see an exterminator behind him named Loot, who seems to have her own little fashion choices. Whispers of these characters have been around for quite some time, with nothing really concrete, and one commenter even suggested that they might have appeared in the Hazbin Hotel pilot at about 19 seconds in during the opening montage. I had previously theorized this to be Satan and his son, but I could see how this might be Adam with his wings, as well as Loot right by his side. The horns do make them look rather demonic, but it appears that horns are very common in heaven. We even see that Charlie has some hidden horns as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if we found out that Lucifer has these too, and they're just hidden in his natural form. The horns may be something both natural to hell and heaven. Now, in addition to more humanoid angels like Lucifer and Adam appear to be, on the elite end of angels we may find Ophanim, which some people believe appeared in the background of the Cherub commercial in episode 4. This class of angel is described as being a series of rings and eyes and other weird such things, and some fans believe this figure in the background to be the actual angelic being itself. Finally, we'd have the lower class of natural-born angels underneath them. While the other angels are all presumably immortal, I'm not really sure if that is the case for natural-born angels, like cherubs and perhaps other lower species of heaven might be. The life of hell is said to have evolved at least somewhat like on Earth, though with evil energy being infused in the creatures, and perhaps higher beings like the princes manipulating the direction of the species' evolution as a whole. We don't know for sure though, and these cherubs and other lower angels may actually be eternal beings from the beginning of time. Cherubs can have a more intense depiction in the Bible than they appear in the show, as the cherubs here are really more so inspired by the paintings of baby angels. Apparently, there is very little for them to actually do in heaven, so these particular cherubs created a business that helps people down on Earth, though we have seen that they can be asked to help some pretty horrid people in episode 4, people who don't end up going to heaven. It's hard to say what the other cherubs are doing with their time. They seem to just like creating and enforcing hierarchies if the mob of little cherubs at the end of the episode is any indication, and likely exist just to exist and manage what little there needs to be managed in heaven, often probably over-managing it. The cherubs don't even seem to want money, which may be a thing that exists in heaven as per the commercial, though we may find that this was just a gag and that it really is just a bunch of angelic beings trying to find work and do little things to busy themselves. It's kind of an easy mindset to think that heaven and hell are kind of equal in opposite places, but in the pilot, heaven appears to be a small moon-like object in the sky of hell, itself seeming to be a large planet with its 7 rings to it. Hell doesn't appear to be heaven's opposite so much as its giant garbage can. They take all of the Earthborn souls that they feel would make heaven better, and try not to worry about the masses that they end up sending to hell. Lucifer may not have been smited because he may not have really rebelled, and instead was sent to hell to manage the humans as opposed to conquering them against heaven's wishes. Thus, when hell became overpopulated, it may not be that Adam and the other angels feared Lucifer having an army, but rather they feared that the sinners themselves may become so powerful that heaven would one day be threatened, and thus the annual extermination was created. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts on the angels of the hellaverse in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time.